Good morning, everybody. Welcome to my quiet corner. I'm Carol, and today I thought we'd do a little bit of watercolor, possibly collage. We'll see. We'll see how the collage part goes because I did get out my watercolors today, and I think that it's been a while, so I thought I'd do that. And I'm also going to try and play with the little jelly plates that Devin Rex for Art sent me that she had a giveaway on her channel. So today I'm going to try and use them with my watercolors to help create a little bit of ambiance in the back of my art. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try some different techniques that I haven't used before, so it should be fun. And I'd like to welcome in Teresa this morning. It's nice to see you. So I got out my brushes. I got fresh, clean water in my little cup, um, and that's what we're going to do today. So that is basically it for the conversation. But I want to create a couple of more cards. Don't mind the fingernail polish; it's all starting to peel off, and I didn't redo it. So I'm going to try using some of these. I hope I got my camera set up so it's not glaring on anyone. Good morning, Yolande. Talking about her, she's actually coming on at 11 Eastern or 11 Mountain, 1 Eastern. I always get them mixed up when I'm trying to say, when the heck is everybody coming on? So, anyway, she's coming on after I'm on. So, make sure you have her all in your to watch laters. And that's about it. So let's just get into some playing. Um, see what goes on. Now, today, like I have these cards, but instead of working on watercolor paper, I'm actually going to work on sticker paper. Hi, Lynn. So and I'm kind of keeping this because my camera doesn't like very much. Um, she doesn't like very much stuff at all. Is this a sticker paper? Yes, it's a glossy sticker paper. The whole thing is a sticker paper. So we're going to see how my computer works with this. So I've got to keep some color on my desk. Otherwise, it's going to go goofy. So I've got a glossy and I've got a matte. I'm going to put these out of the way so they don't get on everything else. And pardon me this morning. I am stuffed up. I did take meds, but it's the air quality today. So the air quality says you're going to be stuffy and sniffy and all that other good stuff. So I want to kind of put these side by side. And I'm trying to get them both on and block the glare at the same time. Hi, Lynn. Nice to see you. Yeah, I know because most of the viewers are on the East Coast, and very few on the West Coast. So, yeah. So, I hope I got my colorings right because I was working on it. I'm going to use these today and see how we can create some different backgrounds on my sticker paper because I have watered on sticker paper. I just want to use the jelly plates with my watercolor and put it on the sticker paper so I can create stickers and then create um, actual stickers, scan them after, and have them available. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I'm going to pull out my Daniel Smith and put it off to the side. Not actually going to see it too well, but that's okay. We will work with it because I just need basically this area at the moment to use it on. Now I want to I didn't get my spray bottle, but that's all right. I do have a big brush here, and I am going to wet some of the paints that I want to use. So I'll just put a couple drops on them. My watercolors are saying, "Oh my God, she's refreshing us." Hey, Marty, nice to see you this morning. And I'm thinking this green, and I'm not going to tell you the colors of the that I'm using because it doesn't matter. Use what you have. Use what you have. If you've got a blue, use a blue. If you've got greens, use greens because I am doing a little bit of background. And I also want to do a night sky. So I'm wetting some purpley colors, which would be very nice. And maybe some orangey red gold. Glossy red gold. It's one of my favorites. That and the Nicolai's of gold. So we can have a different kind of landscape. I hope everybody's up for this today. It's going to be something different. So I want to do some circles. Now, she actually has some stuff on these. I'm going to use my little scraper as a presser downer. So I'm putting it on that. And then I'm going to paint on this and then press it onto my paper because I don't have anything to stick it on. It is actually a cup, but it's a poop cup. It's my daughter-in-law gave me this, so I can put my paint water in there and not put it into my tea. So that sits there. It's my poop cup, my poop water. Literally, don't drink it. This is the cutest thing ever. It's a poop cup. Anyway, now let's pull out some colors. And I think I'm going to go with some of the blues this time and have a little bit of a blue. And there is a little bit of gold on here that Devin left for me. So I don't know how this is going to work. I have not tried um, anything like this on gel plates. So it should be interesting to see, especially putting it onto sticker paper. Because your sticker paper is not only just for your printer, you can actually watercolor on your sticker paper. And that's what I'm going to do. So let's pick a couple more colors. Let's put a little bit of a wisteria color in the clouds to give it a bit of a different color. It does, Marty. And you can tell it's already changed colors over there. All right, so I got that green, and I want to do a little bit of a lighter green. And we'll put that on there as well, just to give it a little bit of interest. Like I said, I don't know how this is going to work, so it's going to smush all over somewhere, and we're not going to see it until you can add soap to your watercolor paint to add some matte medium before to your gel plate to reduce the beading a bit if you want to add soap to my water. Oh, I actually want it to look kind of watercolory because I am going to watercolor over it. So we shall see what happens. First, I'm going to put it onto the gloss. Let's hope it doesn't fall off of this plate. And put it down and mush it. We're going to mush it because I want backgrounds. And after I do the backgrounds, then I can go back in and create the scenes I want. Hi, Keeks. It will still look watercolory. Well, that's good because we're going to be surprised when I lift it off. Let's see what it does. Oh, look at the world we got. Isn't that cool? This is on glossy sticker paper. This is nice. This is nice. Ooh, we got an eyeball sitting in there, almost like there's a little dragon stick sneaking out there. That's cool. Let's add some more colors. Let's add some more colors. Yolande, she had a giveaway and I got these. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. This is so cool. All right, let's use some lighter greens. I'm going to leave this on there so it can keep coming out. Now I'm going to do some lighter greens. I didn't wet this one, but that's all right. Mixed in with some of the other greens. I really like that look. That makes a really nice sticker. It really does. Makes a really nice sticker. All right, now what color in the sky? Let's add a little bit of orangey, and I'm going to sneeze. I'm sorry. Ah, sorry about that. But my hands are full and I couldn't mute. I'm going to add some yellowishy colors in there. It makes it mushier. It sure does. What color did I wet? This one. The gold didn't come off there, which I was surprised. So let's see. Thank you. You can hear Loka upstairs. Danny's up and she's talking to her, saying, I want to go for a W. I want to go for a W. Besides, don't try glossy photo paper with your gel plate. It will stick to your plate and ruin it. Oh, really? I did not know that. All right, here comes number 2. Because this is a gloss, right? This is a gloss. Looky, looky. We got new landscapes. Oh, I gotta get it out of the glare. Oh my gosh, this is so neat. This is so cool. A new fun thing to do. Don't ask you how you know. These are making some really cool designs. Now we are going to go back in and we're going to add our landscape to these. So that's going to be cool. So, all right, we got 2 onto the glossy sticker paper. Now let's go and see the difference it does to the mat. I'm going to set this beside me on the bed. All right. Now we've got greeny going on down here, but this gold piece still isn't coming off, and I'm not sure why. So now let's take some of this color and add it to this area. Aren't these fun? I got a new fun habit. Thank you, Yolande. I have a new fun habit. All right, we've got lots of darker blue. And we'll add some more. I think we're going to add some of the nickel azo gold down here with this. Now, oh, it's going to come off. It's going to come off. Look at that. The brush is taking it off. It's going to stick to whatever is there, which is cool. All right, now let's add a little bit more blue to the sky because I want to add stars to this one. So I got one kind of blue, but I want to add another kind of blue. Oops, don't go down in there. All right, now let's move that back. Move this up. Now we're going to try and turn this over without making a huge mess. All right. I'm going to let that sit for just a second, and I need to use a tissue. I'll be right back. All right, I'm right back. Let's see what happened underneath there. Well, that's a different look. That's definitely a different look. What kinds of glossy paper am I using? I am using this. Morning, Vale. Yes, it's a sneezy day. So that's what I got. It's for inkjet printer. Now you can just use your brush. You can just use your brush on this if you'd like. You don't have to put it on a gel plate. I just wanted to use the gel plate. It's almost like making little worlds. It reminds me of Dee Dee. It reminds me of Dee Dee. All right, let's get going here and do some more. I'm going back into the purpley color. It's more of a wisteria, and add it to my blue. And I should be taking off some of the water off of my, and I want to use some moon glow. I really like moon glow for some reason. It just is a very nice mellow color. Yes, I have some of that too. I'm going to try it. I have some pulled out. I bought all kinds of papers to use in the printer, but then I got this from Yolande, and it's like, yeah, I want to try it there. I will try there. So I'm adding some other stuff here, trying to scoop out that gold off here as well. It's getting there. It's getting there. Now, I have brown somewhere, I think. Actually, bloodstone. Let's try bloodstone. Because I want to try and make some mountains. Let's add some mountains in here. Come on, stick, 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 stick. Stick, stick, stick. Put it in the general area and hope for the best and create some mountains. All right, I'm not going to wet my brush. I'm just going to set it down. All right, let's go. Number two. Number two. Press down. Give it a little swiggle. Now this is matte paper, so it's giving it a totally different look. It's gonna be so cool to decorate after. Get your markers out or your dip pens out and try some new stuff. Now remember, I'm going back in with my watercolor paper, my watercolor brush, and I'm gonna be creating the scenes on these. But what I can also do is I could let these dry and then send them out and see what other people decorate on them. That would be cool too. Now I'm going back into Windsor Blue. It's a Winsor Newton. I kind of like put some of my Winsor Newtons in here as well because I just like them. I have a special palette for my Winsor Newtons, a special palette for my Daniel Smiths, and they all kind of like everywhere. All right, let's add a couple of different blues and see what happens. Yes, I love them. I would like to get some of the other Prematech ones as well. I used to have them, and then I had sent some to my daughter so she could use some. I'm adding all kinds of blues in here. I hope you're seeing this okay. I hope I got my lighting right because, sometimes the lighting is a pain in the royal patootie. I'm trying to go in and around different spots. Now, do I want to have a fall grassy scene? Yes, I do. I'm going to put the fall down here and see what happens. Now, I wonder what happens if I take my brush and I wet my paper first. Just give it a light little water coating. You can see that you can see the glare. Now I'm going to put that onto that spot. Let's see what happens if I get a better connection with the paints. There we go. That kind of goes down a little bit and that'll drip. See you later, Lynn. Thanks for stopping by. It is blending out more, which is fine. It gives it a different look. It does go out beyond your borders of your circle, but that's okay too because then it gives you a different look and you can always come back in with yes, that's kind of what I was working on is the landscape because I want to do some landscape painting. Hey Angie, yes, you go rest. Hey Jane, nice to see you. We understand, Angie. So I really kind of like more of the openness with my paints. So I'm going to add some more. Loca's upstairs having a little bit of an issue because she wants to go OUT and Danny just took Tuzo. So she has to wait until she comes back. And she gets a little uptight when she has to wait. So I'm going to add a little bit of more bloodstone in here because you can hear her. She's excited now because Danny just got back. All right, so now we got some more. And what I think I'm going to do is take and do just a portion with water. And the bottom half, I'm going to leave plain and see what happens. Because I want the sky to be more moody, but I want the bottom to be more like this. And that kind of worked, but it dried out enough. It dried out on me some, so we'll have to figure that one out. But that's all right. I can paint that in there. It gives it a nice rocky look on this one. So now I'm gonna, because this has so many on here, I'm going to let this one dry and bring back the glossy sticker paper. Now the glossy sticker paper just has a tiny smidge that's wet, as you can see. The other one is already dry. Now remember, when you use watercolor on a glossy, that's like painting on glass, and it is going to move it. So you have to be careful of how heavy you put your brush and how much you scrub. So you really don't want to do that. You want to just go very light touch with the very tip of your brush and only do one swipe if possible. So it's nice to see everybody here. I did put it out there, and I did share. I'd really appreciate it if everybody else, could hit that like button and share it out if you can. That would be great. So I'm going to put this a little under so I can come on here and add some greens. I think I'm going to use a verde green. I hope this has given some people some inspiration. And if you need more inspiration, you always can watch Yolande, because Yolande, she does this really, really well. She jelly plates really, really well. This is my first time using watercolor on gel plates. So it's a different experience for me to create my backgrounds very abstract. And then we'll pull the other finer brushes out to create a, actual design. Oh, thanks, Yvonne. I'm adding a little bit of brown down in here as well, just because with the green, my poop water is definitely poop colored. So now I'm going to turn this over, and this is going to be on glossy. This is going to be glossy. And these are stickers, by the way. So I will scan the backgrounds before I do, or actually take a picture of them before I want to do anything on some of them, because I think they would be interesting to have to recreate. And maybe I'll do that after, and we'll just decorate these. I love circle landscapes too. They come in handy for a lot of things. Now this is on the glossy, so let's see how this goes. And it also has a lot to do with how you, I'm going to, just for the heck of it, I'm going to give it the dendritic effect. So you can go back in on your glossy. This one looks so cool. Look at this. I went back on it and pulled. I went back on it and it pulled the watercolor, and it gave it a dendritic effect. So that's really nice. It gives it more of a worldy atmospheric. I really like that. Hey, I haven't even gotten my other gel plates dirty, the 5x7s and the I would say, use your regular plate and then just make a circle template and cut it out. I wouldn't buy a larger circular plate, but, just get a template, make a template of a circle and just use it as a mat over your gel plate. All right, let's get some more watercolor on here. And don't forget, everybody, Devin comes on. Devin Rex for Art, Yolande, she comes on after me today. She comes on at 11 Mountain, which is 1 Eastern. So do put that into your notifications. She does have it listed. She can post her live stream up and coming. Exactly. They won't be crisp, but if you put a template over, it will look, you would give it the look of a circle. All right, let's give it another one here and see how this one is going to turn out. Yeah, she's doing a special impromptu, so do check her out. Oh, I love this one. Let's do that again. Oh, I just love the dendritics on the gloss. Look at that. That is giving such a wonderful thing to play with right there. And I think what I might do also is I have a fixative spray. So a matte. I might just do a fixative spray over and then create some more. I'm having a blast. All right, let's see what we have here on our plate. Let's add some oranges to it. We still have some greens and blues. And I want to do orange and purple. The mushy mushy on the mushy is awesome. Yes, it is. It is. It gives it a very unique look. All right, let's clean this up a little bit and dot it. And I have the dirtiest water going right now. Let's do some yellowishy green. I'm only going into yellow, but I already have green on my plate, so it will reconstitute what's there. It's going to give it a different look. It has a smidge of blue, a smidge of yellow, a smidge of green. Put the blues in the middle. It looks like it's a mess, but it gives the most wonderful designs. And you can see I don't have a clear holder, so we can't actually see what's going on underneath, but it might be on my list of things to get. It might be on my list of things to get. This one is only, I think, a 3-inch. I'm going to go back over this because I want it to pool. Probably was the wrong thing to do, but that's all right. Let's see. Let's do some reds. We did lots of other colors. Let's just put some of that in the sky. Oh, thanks, Phil. I'm having a lot of fun with this. A whole lot of fun with this. And I've noticed when I keep my paints a little less watery, it does a better job. You can see there. Let's pull a little more blue in amongst the middle. All right, here we go. Number 6. Let's move the paint out of the way. Oh, I like this one. I still have some left on there. Let's put this out. Now it will curl, but that's fine. Let's add this quickly over here and see what we get on a double print. Let's see what we get on a double print. Oh, I like that. And it cleared off the plate a whole nice lot. It pulled off all the other stuff as well. So you can go from the glossy, which keeps very wet, and then go over to the matte sticker paper. And this is all sticker paper, folks. This is not watercolor paper. This is not any other kind. It's just sticker paper. So I wanted to create some stickers with my watercolor. So that cleared that off really nice. So I think I can get one more circle on there. And then we can move on to, I like the crusty bits too. We can move on to decorating some of these. Probably not on the gloss just yet, but maybe on one of them. One of some of the very first ones that. Hey, Carol, nice to see you. Hey, Carol. Happy Maker Carol. We got lots of Carols here today. Nice to see everybody. Thanks for stopping in. We're doing a little bit of different stuff today. Yes, that would be cool to do also on book pages. I was going to do that today, and then I decided I wanted to make some stickers. So when I do go through, I'm going to take and cut them out. I will do a little bit of a scan, create stickers, and then I might I might just post them a page for you to print in my Ko-fi account because I do have one, a coffee account, Ko-fi, whatever you want to call it. Here we go, a caroling, Marty. All right, so now I am just going to take and wet this all up. The gold has come off, and I'm going to wipe it off and clean it. It doesn't all come off very easily with watercolor, does it? I will have to figure out the cleaning technique. Hey, Janet. Yeah, we're doing something different today. We're playing with a gel plate and watercolor. And now we're going to do some. Exactly, Carol. I put it on here and then I put my watercolor on. And then I have sticker paper, matte sticker paper, and I have gloss sticker paper. And I'm creating some stickers for my journals and for gifts, I think, for fun. Yes, for fun. They are fun. It's addicting, actually. It is definitely addicting. All right, let's clean up the table here a smidge. I've got very dirty water. Hi, Helen. clean up all of my splats and my brush marks. All right, so this is what we've got so far. We have some wonderful designs. These are still wet, except for maybe these two. These two are fine. So I'm going to set that off to the side so it can do its thing and dry, as these guys seem to be drying pretty quickly. So I do have my nice brush and stuff that I like to use. Oh, snip, snip. Oh, Janet, London Fog, you found some over there? Wonderful. Yes, I look forward to when you guys get to come back. We'll have to do a proper lunchtime then instead of snacks on the run. You actually get to sit and relax a little bit. But I'm glad you got to see a lot of the mountainside and different things. So now I think I'm going to cut these into bite size. I think that's a good thing to do. Let's cut them into bite size so we can actually um, work on them. And then I can position them otherwise. Oh, I'm sorry for sounding so snippy, stuffy up today, but 'tis the day. It's a yellow air quality warning today, so it is definitely playing havoc with me. Planet vibes, or landscape vibes. This one got a little close, but they all are so fun to look at. And these guys are still a little bit wet because they have some wet spots you can see. So we're going to paint a little bit of landscape and trees and different things on there. Oh, I got a runny nose. Waiting for meds to kick in. Did I say that? Let's have a sip of tea. Sip of tea, and I have black bears in my mug. All right. I got out my brush. Have some runaway stray hairs on here I want to get rid of. Just trim up the brush a smidge. All right. This is one brush that I like to use for doing trees. Again, don't mind the nails. The fingernail polish is coming off. Slow but sure. So what I think I'm going to do, now the other thing you could do is also, instead of watercolor, now you can get out your markers, your ink, your dip pens. And I might try a variety of things on these. But I do love that I have the option of creating anything out of the imagination and adding to the different types. I think I want to work with this one. Let's put the other ones off to the side so they can dry some. And I like this one too, but this one still has a big wet spot, so we'll just work with this one for the moment. I'm keeping some of the color on my table. Oh, you're winging it. You should talk to Danny. She does that sometimes. She's really good at making her own London fogs. So now we can, and I think I might pull out my wooden back and some washi tape because this is curling. Set these guys off to the side so I don't mess them up. Since they're curling a little bit, I'm going to take my wooden board, and I'm going to tape them down. Where did I put my washi tape? Over here. I have my washi tape in my moon box. I made this. Oh, no, I don't. That's not where my washi tape is. Where did I put my washi tape? That's my watercolor box. I've been rearranging things, so everything is like everywhere. All right. Can't find my washi at the moment. But I do have some. So Artie, they're coming. It's all coming off. I do have some masking tape that seems to be acquiring some husky fluff. So I'm just going to take little bits, just enough to hold it down so you can actually see what I'm doing just along the edge. Because I'm not going to paint where this is. I'm just going to use it to hold it flat. So what I paint stays where I want it to. Painty paper, play nails, Marty. Half a cup of Earl Grey filled with warm milk, vanilla, and sugar, honey. Yes. Yes. I'm more of a plain tea person, but that's me. All right. So I just taped it down just because I want it to stay flat while you are watching me paint. So I'm going to pull my paints. Oh, sorry about that. Made some noise. I'm going to put these back here and move my mouse so I don't knock everybody off. And put my watercolors here next to my poop mug so we can see. Now, I'm going to take this and throw it in underneath to help with the glare, and I will zoom in just a smidge. So you can see me painting more than the other parts. All right. Let's lower the brightness a smidge so it's not glaring. And that looks about right for the coloring for what's on my paper here. So I actually want to create mountains in there, and I want to put stars in here, but I want to do some trees. So in order to do trees, I need a dark color. And I don't even think I have a dark color in here, which is odd. So I will take and use, my India ink for my black because I want it to be a silhouette. I could use my 5x7 gel plate to hold your paper down. All right. That's interesting, and I'm not going to use this brush with this to do what I'm planning on doing. I will use a different brush because I don't want to ruin that brush. So I'm just using a number 2, very fine. And what I want to do is create trees. So I'm going to come down like this very gently. This is the matte, so it is going to suck it up. It will definitely suck it up. And I am using a fine line. And then I'm just going to use the tip of the brush and create little trees, branches coming out the side. And just don't fret over what the tree looks like. Just put it on there. Now I know that this is a permanent ink, but it's also a matte. So it's going to look really nice with this tree. And I'm going to do a few of these so it has a landscapey look. And you can go over your other tree depending on what tree you want in the front. You can put it there because it may look like it's in the front, but it will set it back off. Now that I've done 2 on this side, I want to put 1 on this side, and that kind of balances it out a little bit. I hope everybody's enjoying the watercolor today. It is something different. It's not collage. It's just what I felt like doing today. So let me hold this up so you can see. This is what we're looking at so far. And it's looking pretty good. Hopefully you can see that just as good when it's down and I'm working on it. So I'm going to let those trees dry. And what I want to do is add a couple with brown for in the back. Aw, thanks, Keeks. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I haven't done watercolor in a while, like real watercolor. So it's for me it's inspiring because this is my most favorite thing to do. And this is inspired because of Yolande. She gave these away and it's like, oh my gosh, I could do this with that. So I'm excited for that. And if you want to learn more about gel painting, you could always watch Devin Rex for Art. She has an amazing channel, full playlist full of jelly plate. So now I want to create some of the other ones. So I think I'm going to go back to the bloodstone. I'm going to keep this same small brush because I want it to fade into the background is what I want it to do. Now these trees aren't going anywhere once they are dry, but if I do while it's wet, they will move. So if you are a person who likes to sit and watch it um, dry first, you can, but I'm going to come along in the background and just create, if the brush will let me, just create gentle little tips of another color with just a few lines going in the background because I just want it to look like it's some of the landscapes around here, some of the trees are just that. They are just sticks right at this moment. So I'm just going to add little twigs sticking out of the sides of these trees. So that gives me 6. I don't like even numbers. I like odd numbers. So I will do one more and have it come down here. And my brush is kind of dryish. It's not very wet at all. And I'm just running across that wet line just to give it the look of different branches. So this is what it looks like so far. Now in the front, I'm going to add a different landscape to it. Scrub pines, lodge pines, lodgepole pine. Um, I don't know if I want to use this brush, but I want to pull out a really old brush. This you can see it's a really old brush. Like this has been through the war, this brush. But I like it because it has a very small, what's left of a bristles, because I trimmed off all of the crap bristles that was on it. But I like it because it creates a very nice landscape. So I'm going to wet that and go into my paint, which you can't see. Pull this over so you can see just a smidge. All right, what color? What colors do I want to use down here? This was a lighter green, so I think I'm going to go with this green. Now, I'm going to take and use this, but I'm also going to dab off the water because I want the brush to look like this. Keep your old brushes. You never know what you're going to use them for. And how can I do this so you can see? Let's turn it this way so you can see. I'm going to take my brush and I'm just going to give it a little bit of greens like so. Not so long, but that's all right. Just enough. Just enough. Because when it looks this way, it looks pretty good. So now I'm done with that brush because that's all I wanted to use it for. But it's a great brush because it just flares out. It splays very nicely. So let's put this back. Now I need a really teeny tiny brush. And if you're really good at using one brush for everything, then I say go for it. But I am going to create with some darker colors. Darker green. I need a darker green. What am I going to use? Let's take this little thing and create a darker green because I want that green plus a bit of blue. This blue. I am using a tiny, tiny little brush, but it's okay. I'm creating a blue-green. So what I want to do is just give a little bit of a landscapey area underneath the trees first, just so they have a landing spot, so to speak, and they're not just floating around. Which makes it look really cool. It gives it that look. It gives it your landscapey look. Now I want to make some stems, and I'm going to add a little bit more of this green back into here because I want it a little bit thicker with the blue. And I'm going to start creating little stems with, and let me pick it up so you can see what I'm doing. Let's put this so I can use it. I could zoom, but this is easier. So I'm taking a little bit of that brush and I am going to create little, and it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not perfect, it doesn't matter. I'm creating little stems with leaves just because I want to make some um, flowers. And the further you get, the smaller it gets, right? So you won't see as much, but you will see dots. So I hope everybody can see this okay. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. And I like because I have the white behind the abstract mountain. Yes, it is an abstract mountain. Could I turn it into a mountain? Yes, I could. I could turn it into a realistic um, mountain. And my favorite mountains to paint are the Three Sisters. I am going to get into more of landscape painting as I go. I'm also going to be experimenting with oil paints and some of those and see how that goes. So I hope you're interested in more of a structured painting with an abstract background because you can turn anything. That's true, way up in the tippy top. That, yes, in the mountains. I could turn that blue coming down into there. But these are fireweeds. These flowers come, and that's why I did these trees that barely have anything on it. Because if Janet remembers when we were driving through the mountains, there were some of the areas that actually had fires go through them. And after the fires in the spring, because we're in spring, the fireweeds come back and they make the trees in the area so beautiful because it the landscape transforms. All the new trees start coming back, and the fireweed helps. So now let me set this down for a second. You can see what it looks like from a distance. And I'm going to get some pinky color, and I think I'm going to use opera pink. Hi, Sherry. Nice to see you. I think I'm going to use opera pink because it is a very vibrant pink. And I will also use some quinacridone pink. So I think those will have a nice contrast to all the darkness going on. And they will kind of be a focal point. Now, what I need is a different brush. So I am going to use my long round brush. I've got to wet my opera pink, and I've got to wet my quinacridone pink because I want to have some darks and I want to have some lights. Definitely, Janet. Oh my gosh, the areas are so different, and when you get to actually see, you saw how nice the water looked when it was flowing when we were at the I'm thinking the Numo, I can't remember the name of it, bridge, the natural bridge. And we saw how bluish that water is. Well, if you would get to see Moraine Lake and Peyto Lake and all of that when it's unfrozen, the colors are spectacular. They are spectacular. Now, I've done a stitching and with the fireweed, and I may do another, but now I'm going to take the opera pink and add just little dots. You could still use your very tiny brush, but I wanted my brush to hold a little more. Now remember, this is on washi, not washi, sticker paper. This is on sticker paper, matte sticker paper. So we're going to do some fireweeds here and there, and it does look very nice. It's very standing out. It looks so much better in person than it does on camera. It's very detailed. It's very detailed. It's just the little pinks here and there. I'm not doing this perfect. I am just dotting away. I'm just dotting away. Wherever my stems were, they're getting some little bits of pink put on them. So you can take your jelly prints to the next level. You can do your abstract background and then create your design and have it more fine art than an abstract art. I'm not saying that abstract isn't a fine art, but you can combine the two with details and no details of an essence of mixed with fine details. So there's some fireweed. Now I want to take some of the other color, which is the quin pink, and I haven't put that in there, and add. I don't want to have too much on there. Oh, that would have been disastrous. I'm taking some of the water out of my brush because I want to add just little bits way in the background. Just tiny little pieces in and around the trees, off to the sides. I do not have um, stems for these little spots, but I'm just adding them here and there. Just because maybe the stems are hidden. Take and use your imagination. I am not using any photo reference. I'm doing this from memory. So, of what I've seen on different pictures. Hi, Christina. Aw, thank you, everybody. I'm glad you're enjoying this. I just wanted to give you an idea of what you can do and create for yourself. Now, isn't that a cool sticker? You can have so much fun on sticker paper. And then you can either cut this out in a circle. You can go and you can take your um, punches. You could use your punches on this, or you can just peel it off and create a sticker. You too, Keeks. Have a good day. So let's see what our time is like. We have been on for an hour. Do you want to see another one? We could do something else. We could do another one quickly. Devin comes on after me today. She comes on at 11. Create and relate. Hello. So let's take this off. sticker paper is very fun. So that's what this is. This is a matte one. Let's do one on the gloss. Now remember, when you take and you peel off your tape, you still have to be just as careful as you are with taking it off of watercolor paper. So before I put this on, I did use and I put it onto my pant leg so it's not so. Oh, that's all right. There's always replays too, but I can do another one quick on. I want to do one on the gloss just to give you an idea of how that reacts. So let's put that one off to the side. Let's pull over the gloss prints. Here's our gloss prints. They're all nice and dry. You can see it's a glossy paper because it's very shiny. And I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to cut them down to usable size. All right. Now, you can always use your stamps on these as well. So any place where I have leftover sticker paper, I will use my stamps on. I will use every bit of this sticker paper because it's usable. You can stamp words on it, you can write words on it, you can use up all of these little spots that are here for something else. Don't throw it away. These are stickers waiting to happen. So I will put that back there. Cut these apart. I'm not sure which one I want to use. My goodness. They all have different characters for sure. All right. This is what we have. What are we going to do? This one looks like an ocean. This one's greens. Hi, Ellen. Nice to see you all. This one's a mixed up one. I'll have to think about that one. That one I'm not sure I know what to do with yet. This one is okay. I'm thinking this one and possibly this one. This one. Let's put that one off to the side. That one needs more thinking. So now we're down to these three. A grimace emoji. All right. Pick one. Pick one. What do we do? 1, 2, or 3? 1, 2, or 3. And then we have to figure out what we're going to put on them. So this was our mat. So you can see the difference between matte and this is not very much difference. It's really, really nice. The middle one equals grimace. So we got 1 and we got a 2. Yes, we could do fish in the first one. Depending on how you looked at it. Maybe that way. The third one with the red looks like a sunset. Yes, it does. That's what it was supposed to be. It almost looks better this way. So we have a 1 and a 2. So that's 2. Well, we need somebody else to pick one. We have 13 people in chat. 1. All right, we will do one. We got two ones and a two. Janet, I have mail to go to you, so I'll have to send you some so you can decorate them. All right. Number two could also be a bear. It's possible, yes, a sleeping bear. I think this one is going to be an ocean scene for sure. I think this will make a nice ocean scene. This is like the waves coming in this way. This would be the watery ocean. This could be like a little sandbar. All right. So now again, you have to remember that this is gloss. Usually, and to my experience, gloss will smudge, so you cannot brush over and over and over on it. So I'm thinking we will take, this almost looks like a coral reef with fish. Look at that, Helen. Yes, we saw the same thing. Green coral. Yes. So I'm thinking that would be really cool to have some pink coral over in that area to go with the green under the sea. All right, let's do this. Let's make a mess and see how this is going to go. I might have to do white first or a buff titanium actually, and then go over it. I am using less water, but I am using the buff titanium. We're having coral down and underneath the sea here. I've seen some really cool corals that had the pinks going on them. These would be fun to print on the fabric. I have fabric paints and I am thinking of putting it onto fabric and stitching my design element into it. So that is something that I am thinking about doing. That's something different. So now that I've used the buff titanium on there, I can go back in with my pinky color and create escape. These kind of remind me of Dory and her watercolor area under the sea. So we got some kind of a design there. Oh, make a mess. I need a fish. I need some fish. What color fish are we going to have? We have to have some bright colored fish. And we can create lots of fish. It's not moving, so that's a good thing. I think I need a littler brush. A turtle. We can do a turtle, yes. I need a littler brush. Let's put that one down and pull the little one back out. I have a couple of colors nice and wet, and we can go over the belly of the fish. I know you probably can't see this. A little bit of green. Now I am purposely brushing enough to remove some of the darker color for the fish to show through. And you can see that. I removed easily the background underneath that fish with the yellow. And I'm going to add, I need more water though. I'm going to add some of the green over the top of that fish. It does move it. So like I said, you have to be careful, but it does give your fish a nice look. Now I'm going to let that sit a little bit, and then we'll come back to do some more. But I need a lighter color again to create some more design elements. And I'm making wiggly lines because coral is kind of wiggly, but I wanted to have it come down in along with that pink. And there are white coral. You can see that. Yes, it does look like a wave going over. We could do white splashes and make it look like that, Janet. That is cool. So this this painting reminds me of fish, Dora, when she got lost. So let's create some more little coral here, because I can add white to this, or yellows and reds to this after. It's fun to just use your imagination and just play. That's looking pretty good. Gives it a little bit different of a look. It's not as brilliant, but that's okay because, the bottom is fading out. That's okay to do that. And fish sometimes hide in there, so you just never know what you're going to find. Hope you can see this okay. I'm trying to hold it so you can actually see what's happening. That's a little bit bigger of a coral, and it's up front. So if you're going to create, you can create, your fish behind it and then paint. Oh, Finding Nemo, that's it. Dory, the forgetful fish. Yes. All right. Yes, that was who I was thinking of. It's been a long time since I've seen that. I was trying to remember. Oh my God, I'm just like Dory. Dory's forgetful, just like me. All right, I need a little bit more water on that because I'm going back over to with a more of a fluorescent color because I didn't want it to move, but I do want it to stand out. Aw, thanks, Helen. I am so happy everybody's enjoying this. It's been so long since I've actually done a scene or anything of that nature. So now we've got our fishes pretty much dry. I can add a little bit more color into it and then give it some greenish-y and yellowy, but try not to move it too much because if you do, you lose your background. They'll. Oh, yes, I will probably have to look and see now that you guys are talking about bigger. bigger plates. Look what you did. You got me back into jelly plating. I never thought I would do it. But this is the part that I love the most is making it an abstract background. And it's so much easier than just trying to create it because when you try to create an abstract, it seems like, you're trying too hard. And at least this way, you get to do and have your imagination come and create different things. I need a little bit of pink in this fish because usually some of the fish have a pinky center here, like a rainbow trout. I'm not an enabler. This is all Yolande's fault. We get to blame Yolande because this was her thing. She she had this as a giveaway, and just before she had her giveaway, I got the 8x10 and a 5x7. But I never would have thought of using a circle one because of, you know, but now it's all Yolande's fault. So, and now because fish have spots and stuff, we now have a spotted fish, which is a rainbow trout. Let me give it an eye, a little mouth, a little gill. You can't see it too well, but it's there. Blame Devin. I do. It's enabling collaboration. Actually, circles are comforting. Now I need a little bit of white because I'm going to take, and with that little bit of white, I'm going to give that fish a little bit of white spots to go with the other spots, just to give it a different look. A very detailed little fish. Now you could go back in and outline this if you want to. Now, this is a wave. So with waves, you kind of want to have splooshies going on. And I see some bubbles in here. I have to lay it down, sorry. I need to use the size of my brush and make it swirlies, kind of. So the white kind of shows into the blue. And that kind of creates the foamy look. Get the foamy look on there. And like I said, I am just using the sides of my brush. Um, you can. The thing that I was thinking of doing and that I have gotten is a clear sticker to go over the top of it. So I did buy clear sticker paper because I thought it would look nice if I painted. See, I did think about painting on the stickers. I already have. I've done that on somebody else's channel, and I've created it on a sticker paper. But I bought clear stickers, and I do have sticker spray, fixative spray that I could spray on it. But I think what's best for the sticker is to cover it with a clear sticker. And that way it's waterproof. Nothing's going to happen. You don't have to worry if the spray got every bit of it or if the spray will cause spots on it. So I bought clear stickers to use over the top. Excuse me. The other thing you can use is clear contact paper. I have some of that as well. So that is another option that you can use for sealing your stickers. All right, now a sticker sandwich. Yes. Yes. So I already have purchased that, so I will probably do that and then try and figure out what I want to do. But before you put on your coating of any kind, before you do that, if you want to make copies of your stickers, do it before they're glossy. Do it before they're glossy. So this way, when you put it on there, you're going to get a clear look at your colors after you scan them, then put your cover on it. So that way you have the matte look. And when you print off your new stickers, which I will be doing this, I will scan these before I put the cover on. Well, that's a good question because I almost was going to use my Derwent Intense and I didn't because I didn't want to ruin the gel plate. But yes, that would be a question. Oh, really, Yolanda? Oh, that's cool to know. That's great. All right, let's get some more bubbles happening in here because in the center of and I'm just going however. I am not being very and I am going back over. I'm not being very fussy about this. I'm not being very fussy. So I am just trying to give this a look of a wave because we've got the blue coming over the top and we've got the water coming around there. Now this little fishy, he needs some bubbles going up. We could also put a dolphin jumping. You may need to clean with baby oil and it may still leave a stain, but it doesn't affect your gel plate. Oh, that's cool. All right, I want this white. And I'm adding a little bit of my poopy water. And I'm going to add a little bit of deep turquoise to this to give it a different color. And it's a different color than here, but I think we can do a dolphin. I think we could do a dolphin right here. Now this may pull some of the color away. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to add quite a bit of design element here. I don't want to ruin a lot of it. Now I need to do the fin, but this will make a very nice little dolphin area. Probably can't see it too well yet. Does need a little bit of a white belly. So it shows up. A little bit of lighter color, but I need a highlight of the fin. You can see it there. But now that has to dry because I need to give it a second coat. So this is where we are so far. I think we might need an extra fish in here with this guy. maybe another color fish. We got different fishes. So this is where we are so far, and it's 1:35. Once I finish this up, I am going to go because Devin comes on soon. This is the longest I've done because I had usually my watercolor streams are a little bit longer, so I do hope you don't mind that. That is just what happens when I watercolor, especially if you want to see a finished product. Um, it it takes time. Let's add a couple of little other fish down here, and I'm doing them in a white because I want to be able to paint over them. And that way we'll have a different color. And I am using a little bit uh, more paint than water. More paint than water. I want to add a little bit of pinky color over here with more coral because it is a white area, so it would be good to give it another color. It's messing with your watching YouTube. Aw, thanks, Janet. A little bit more water. Come on, paint. Let's go. You're wasting precious time here. I'm adding another coral in here. And it's not a specific coral, it's just an essence of coral because I want more pink. I want it to show. I think I'm going to add one right here. And just wiggle your lines, make it look like a tree kind of, but have it all go down to a point because that is what they do. And that gives it an openy area airy look. Because this one didn't show up as well because of the dark green that's over there. So we can always go back over and create more color so it stands out. That looks much better. Looks a little blob on that side, but it's all right. So let's go back to the dolphin and give him a better little white belly. Oh, I got still have pink on my brush. It doesn't matter. We'll give him a pinky blue. We're good. It doesn't matter. It's just a fish, right? It's just a fish. Let's give this guy a little bit of white down in here. Thank you, Janet. A little bit of white on the underbelly. And a little bit of white on the top of the fin that makes it look like he's jumping. So you can see the shadowy look. I hope everybody's enjoying this little, oh, water happened. Water happened. I didn't clean my brush good enough and water happened. I name him Spot. Ah, all right, we are almost done. Almost done. We just have to color a little bit of green on these fishies so they look like fishies. Just a little. Don't brush too hard because the more you scrub, the more it will come off. Make sure you have a towel next to you so you don't do what I did and have the water come out of the barrel of the brush because it will totally ruin your picture. All right, let's give these guys little yellow bellies over the white. And they're not perfect, but it's okay. They're just they're just there just for the essence of fish. And it gives it that yellowy look. So it gives it a different look other than the dolphin. Now, if you want your dolphin to show up more, you can outline him. So he is a focal point. But he does need an eye. So we will give him an eye. Let's see, Payne's gray eye. I just noticed I had Payne's gray in here. I was looking for more of a darker color, but that's all right. This Payne's gray, I didn't realize I had in here, so that will work just fine. I'm dabbing off the water because I don't want it to go into my dolphin. And we'll give him a little eye. And this one a little eye and some fins. They look pretty cool. Just doing some little fin lines. And like I said, if you want your dolphin to show up, you outline him a smidge. And I think I just might when he's dry. I could use the Payne's gray. That would work too. Again, make sure you don't have your barrel full of water. There's a little shadow under him, so I think the shadow would work just fine underneath the fish. And a very small line around the top up there. Oh, thanks, Ellen. Oh, thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. So I'm kind of just blending this Payne's gray underneath because I want him to have a line, but not that thick of a line. But it's also giving a look of water going underneath. He's swooshing. So I'm kind of moving the underneath. Just to give it a look. Almost looks like a shark. Oh, thanks, Ellen. All righty. So I think that's where I am going to leave off with this one. So we have created quite a few designs. We did a mountain scene and we did an oceanscape. This one is on matte sticker paper. This one is on gloss sticker paper. And like I said, you can either use a fixative on it or like do what I'm doing. I am going to use a clear sticker sheet over the top so it protects it. So we've done quite a different variety of backgrounds, which I will be scanning in and being able to print out and then being able to use um, markers or whatever else on them because it is a dolphin. So do check out Yolande, Devon Rex for Art. She is on at 11. And thank you for hanging out with me for a longer period of time. I really appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. You will be seeing some more uh, of my art of this nature, of this style, coming in the future because I really do enjoy using my watercolors and creating a more serious style art. So thank you, everybody. From my quiet corner to yours, have a wonderful arty day. Bye, everybody.